Imagine a man without an army, without armor, without noble blood, and yet he nearly brought the Roman Empire to its knees. His name was Spartacus the gladiator, who refused to die for entertainment, and instead turned the greatest empire in the ancient world upside down. But how did a slave rise from chains to command an army of over 100,000 men? And what was the chilling end that Rome tried to erase from history? Today, you'll discover the full saga of Spartacus, and trust me, the most shocking arc is at the end. Spartacus wasn't born a hero. He came from Thrace, north of Macedonia, today's Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey. His name, Spartacus, wasn't even his real one. It was a label, a reminder of where he came from. But Spartacus was different. Plutarch describes him as intelligent, cultured, closer to Greek civilization than the barbarian image Romans spread. Some accounts even suggest he once served in the Roman army, trained in their very tactics. But when he was betrayed and enslaved, Rome made its greatest mistake, because this man was forged in war, and he refused to break. Spartacus was sent to Capua, to one of Rome's cruelest gladiator schools, run by the infamous Gladiators. These schools weren't training grounds. They were slaughter factories. Men lived only to kill or die. Yet Spartacus stood out, not just for his strength, but for his charisma. While others dreamed only of surviving another day, he planned something unthinkable. In the shadows, he formed alliances. He listened. He organized. Slowly, a secret brotherhood of revolt was born. And then 73 BC, the moment came. Armed not with swords, but with kitchen knives and scraps of metal, 70 gladiators stormed the school. They killed the guards, broke into the storerooms, and stole real weapons. It was insane. It was impossible. And it worked. The gladiators fled into the countryside, gathering other slaves along the way. At first, Rome thought it was a local riot. Magistrates sent small militias. But Spartacus and his band of fugitives crushed them with terrifying ease. This wasn't just an escape anymore. It was war. As news spread, slaves fled villas and farms to join him. Peasants, deserters, criminals, each carrying chains in their memory and fire in their hearts. Spartacus turned this chaos into an army. He banned greed, demanded discipline, and forged weapons from iron instead of hoarded gold. From 70 gladiators came 40,000 rebels, and Rome was only beginning to understand the storm it had unleashed. Rome sent praetor Claudius Glaber with 3,000 men. Confident, he trapped Spartacus on Mount Vesuvius, thinking hunger would kill them. But Spartacus was unpredictable. In the dead of night, his men climbed down cliffs with ropes made from vines. They circled behind the Romans, striking from where no one expected. Glaber's army was destroyed. This was more than victory. It was humiliation. The Senate panicked. Rome, the empire that conquered nations, was being beaten by runaway slaves. And Spartacus was only getting stronger. Soon, Spartacus commanded over 70,000 men. His army wasn't just warriors, it was a society. He created formations, commanders, discipline. He fought not for wealth, but freedom. But unity came at a cost. His co-leader Crixus wanted blood and revenge. Spartacus wanted escape, to cross the Alps and send his people home. The split was fatal. Crixus broke away with 30,000 men. Rome pounced. They slaughtered him and his army. Spartacus, enraged, forced Roman prisoners to fight to the death in his honor, a grim mockery of the games. Rome now understood. This was no ordinary revolt. This was a war for survival. With discipline and cunning, Spartacus crushed Roman legions one after another. His forces swelled to 120,000, an army larger than many nations. But cracks appeared. His soldiers were slaves, peasants, deserters, all with different goals. Some wanted freedom. Others wanted revenge. Others wanted loot. Only Spartacus held them together. His charisma was glue. But Rome was learning, and Rome had patience. They sent Marcus Licinius Crassus, the coldest, richest general of his time, a man who would stop at nothing. Spartacus tried to escape Italy by sea, negotiating with Sicilian pirates, but he was betrayed. The pirates vanished with his gold, leaving him stranded. Crassus seized the chance. He built a wall, yes, a wall 60 kilometers long across southern Italy, trapping Spartacus and his army inside. Starvation closed in. Spartacus refused to surrender. In front of his men, he slaughtered his own horse. "If I win, I'll have all the horses I need. If I die, I won't need one." It was courage. It was farewell. Desperate, Spartacus broke through the Roman wall and met the legions head-on at the Salaris River. He fought like a storm, cutting down centurions, forcing his way toward Crassus himself. Eyewitnesses say he fought even on his knees after being wounded, swinging until his last breath. No one ever found his body. But Rome made sure his army was erased. 6,000 survivors crucified along the Via Appia, their bodies lining the road as a warning for all who would dare defy the Republic. Spartacus lost his war, but his defiance lived forever. He wasn't just a gladiator, he was a symbol. A man who dared to say no to an empire and nearly changed history. And the chilling question remains, if one slave could shake Rome so deeply, what does that say about the cracks hidden inside the greatest empires of the world?